Hi there, welcome back. I'm back on my boat again. It's been a while. I've been doing the electric scooter thing back home, so now I'm back here. And the thing is, I'm gonna continue is with the new throttle controller box and wiring it up with the controller and the new amp meters that I have. So here's what I'm doing right now. I got a lot of these wires, these thick ones that are coming from the batteries to the controller. Yep. And most of them are not sealed and done so smart as they should be. So that's what I'm doing here. So as you can see in here, I'm using this kind of I'm not sure what's the name in English, but in Finnish we call it like volcanic tape. So it's this kind of stuff. Here's the roll. So there's no adhesive in it, but when you wrap it around itself, it kind of forms kind of a rubbery thing, like a uniform thing. So it adheses to itself. And after that, I have to figure out how I'm gonna mount the controller, which is over here, and it's here. So this is the shunt for the old shunt that I used for this meter over here, and I got the new one, but I'm using the old one to measure the amps that are going to the motor, because they are different from the amps that I'm drawing from the batteries. So I'm gonna put the old one in use and put it between the controller and the wire that go into the motor, when the new one is going between the batteries and the controller, to measure the amps that I'm drawing from the batteries. So that's, and I'm gonna mount it to this plywood here and put it somewhere in there. So that's the idea. It's pretty windy outside, but luckily I have the tarps over me, but they are still making a little bit of noise, so I'm sorry about that, but let's continue. So it got pretty windy, and it's also raining some icy stuff, or some slush outside. It's pretty cold. I think I'm gonna end for today. I got some stuff done, hooked up to some wires, and yeah, still a lot of connecting wires to do, but yeah, I'm getting too cold, and I think I'm not gonna able to do all this today. Well, yeah, so I need some power in here that I don't have now. So yeah, I'm gonna do that tomorrow, or tomorrow, yeah, or some other day. So yeah, let's continue on another day. Okay, so I think my print is done. Let's take it off. So this is the new part for attaching the throttle box to the 1-inch stainless steel pipe that I got. So I made a couple of these earlier, but I made them too tight to fit. So this should be a little bit shorter on this end, also thicker in here, and also the opening should be wider. So it should. But I already print one because I need to test it. If it's still too tight, then I'm gonna make it even wider. But yeah. So today I'm gonna head to my boat and try to do the new throttle connections and the controller setup complete. It's a lot sunnier than a few days back when I was on my boat. Then it was really cold, and I think I got the cold and a little bit of flu when I was there, but now the fever is over and I think I'm ready to go back. But I think it's gonna be warmer today because the sun is shining and the tarps are dark green. They should absorb some heat and keep me warm inside. And also I might connect the power cable on so that I can do some soldering also and put the heater on inside the boat. So yeah, let's jump on the tram and the subway and the bus to get all the way where my boat is. It's gonna be 45 minutes or something. Okay, so I'm on my boat. I've been here a few hours now doing the wires, and I think I got them pretty good now. It's pretty warm. The sun is shining. Well, it's partly cloudy, but still it's pretty warm in here. And also I got the power working. So the red box over there, that's my electric heater. It's working okay, and I got the power to do some soldering also. So yeah, but here's the the new controller board for my motor. It's it looks pretty complicated, but well, it is, but it's not that complicated that it looks like. A lot of wires going here and there. But yeah, so this is the new shunt for the new monitor to monitor the amps drawing from the battery. This is the old one that is now gonna monitor the amps that are going to the motor, and this is the kind of a circuit board for that, and this is going to connect to the display under here. And yeah, and this long cable is coming here. This is the switch, and the switch is going to go to here. But I'm not gonna put everything in place because I need to test it before I attach everything. So the part that I printed, it's now in two pieces. It was still a little bit too tight, so it broke when I tried to put it on the bar over there. But I still made it. It was just I think 30% infill, so it's not solid. And as you can see, can you see? Yep. But I'm gonna make this part a little bit wider so it should snap on a little bit better and not break. But yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna try to explain this a little bit for you. This switch is gonna be like the power switch that turns the power on the controller and also on both of the meters, the shunts. The old one did not have a external power, but because the new one needs an external power, it cannot take the power from the the power input that it measures. So, and it's only for like to the maximum external power source for this is 30 volts. But if I'm gonna use this in 48 volts, so it's gonna be too much for this. So, but I got the 24 volt power coming here already with this cable, because I use it for the fans that I got over here and also on the motor over there. So I got 24 volts coming here. I'm gonna use that, and yeah, I'm also now using the same external power source for the old shunt here. So this switch has two different circuits, so it turns them both on at the same time, but they are not connected to each other. So the how does this go? Yeah, the red wire over here and the yellow over there, they're running the 48 volts through them to power the controller, and also giving the power to here, because this needs to see the, even though it's connected to the negative wires that come from the battery and go to the controller, it needs to see how the positive things are going to measure the amps, I think so. This should be black. Black, because, but I didn't have I had an extra red wire, red cable, so I used that, but there's a negative current going inside this. I think I have to write black over here, but yeah. So it turns that also on, and the other wires are for 24 volts. So the green and the brown are turning the 24 volts on. That should power both of the meters. Yeah. So I'm using the same switch to do both. And also I'm gonna connect the fans when everything is working okay. I'm gonna connect the fans also to this switch. Well, to the same 24 volt thing here. So the fans go on once I power everything on. Pretty complicated, but yeah. So now I'm gonna put this in here and connect the batteries and the motor also there, and check that the motor is okay over there, and then I'm gonna power it on and see what happens. I hope there's no sparks. I'm gonna put one fuse also. I didn't have a fuse box, but this is a 2 amp fuse. I'm gonna put this to the 24 volt power source that's coming from there, because the 48 volts that is taken it directly from the motor battery input, it has a fuse over here, because I broke the old controller because I didn't have a fuse for the power input. But yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, so this is how it looks. I think I'm as ready as I can be to test it out. It's a bit exciting because you never know when there's gonna be sparks and flames and smoke when you're dealing with electricity at high currents. But the first part is gonna be me to put the main power on that controls the main 24 volts. So now, as you can see, everything is dark, but with this switch it should turn on. Yep. Oh, there's some voltages on the solar panels also. Can you see? Yep. The lights went on. You can turn these off. Yeah, it's almost charging through the tarps. Almost. It's 30 volts, even though the tarps are on. I'm not sure. I think I have to turn one switch on. It's been so long since I used this. I think I have to put this on. I hope. Okay, so now I got the light over there. So let's try it now. This is so exciting. Okay, yeah. We got the meters on. Ooh, this is cool, this new display. So much stuff over there. Okay, we got that working. Now let's turn this off for a while. And now let's put the motor power on from this switch. So let's hope nothing breaks. Okay. There's no light over there. There should be a green light over there once it's on. Now this is the exciting part. Yeah, now we got the green light over there. And the this is, yeah, I think it's in the middle because that's the neutral. Now when I turn this backwards, it should start spinning the motor over there. Let's see. Yep. So the voltage over here is 25.8 and it's minus what? 6 amps. It's also calculating the watts, which is pretty cool. And it's not calibrated because it's showing now 7 amps even though it's doing nothing. Now this should be, well, it's not perfectly calibrated, but let's see, this is the amps and volts going to the motor. Let's look at the voltages. It's 10 volts now. It's using only like 3 amps, which I think it's correct because there's nothing to stress the motor, so it's just spinning freely. Just need to read the manual to calibrate this. So 2.2 amps. It's running over there. Let's see what this says here. 1.9. I think I got it dialed pretty good. About 100 watts. 3.7 amps. This says about 3.5. So it's about 0.2 amps off, which is nothing. If you compare that, normally I use it like 60 amps or something, so 0.2 is nothing. But yeah, I found the key to reset it. It's not pretty good. I also took off the plastic cover that I got on here just to keep it dry. But this I have to try to calibrate this again. I think the calibration is better done once the 6.4 amps going to the, and this says 5.2. There's a 1 amp difference there. So yeah. And the volts, this says 10 volts. Well, 10.7. Oh, so the voltages is pretty good. The amps are a little bit off, but not that much. Let's see the amps. Well, now it's 5.62. Well, pretty good. I think I'm done now for today. I got this thing working now. Next thing is I have to run the cables. First I have to put that, fasten it somewhere in here. And then I have to run the cables. Well, I have this thick cable over here. Because there's 3 different wires coming from the potentiometer over there. Those are these ones over here. And I got 4 different ones turning it on. The 24 volt and the 48 volt. Well, now everything is 24 volt because I haven't turned the batteries to 48 volts yet. So these 4, and I got 7 different cables running through this. So I'm gonna cut this short, the cable coming from the potentiometer, and put everything running through one cable. And then I have this USB cable which is coming from the meter. So that enables me to just run 2 wires from up there down somewhere in there and then under this seat to here. So I have to run 3 different like now. Next video is gonna be something different, I think. Well, I also have to put the fans on, connect the wires for those also, and connect that over there, and then yeah. So some stuff still left to do, but yeah, it's working pretty good. If you look at the mess of wires over there. Yeah, so thanks again for watching and see you soon on the next one. Bye bye.